Counter-Strike Opposing Force is an interesting mod, honestly. You don't see that many mods for Condition Zero, despite it honestly being my favorite version of Counter-Strike, let alone one that tries to overhaul the visuals so much. It's pretty expansive, and it shows that this was in the works for a year and a half. A lot of love was put into it to fit the art style of the original Half-Life, and to make Counter-Strike feel more like a tactical multiplayer expansion to the original Half-Life experience. Wouldn't be that far off, since Team Fortress Classic was also sort of paired with Half-Life as a multiplayer component, in addition to like regular Half-Life Deathmatch and Opposing Force capturing the flag. So to start off, Counter-Strike Opposing Force is a massive visual overhaul for Counter-Strike Condition Zero. This affects the multiplayer and single-player with bot components, not the Tour of Duty yet. The current version of the mod hasn't done anything with Tour of Duty. It completely changes the way that characters, weapons, and maps look to fit the aesthetics of Half-Life, and to set the action of Condition Zero within the Black Mesa operation of Half-Life 1 and Opposing Force. The terrorists have been replaced with the Black Ops assassins, male and female variants, and the counter-terrorists have been replaced with the HECU, both the expansion versions and the vanilla versions. The mod combines aspects of the high definition and standard definition packs to give the weapons a total makeover along with the models, along with other community content. And this is on top of the dozens of custom maps that are included with the expansion, many of which are given more of a Half-Life themed makeover. So you can play stuff like Nuke or Dust with an appropriately desert or urban setting, or you can play maps made for the mod, like Lambda Bunker or Stalkyard, where they've completely recontextualized the action. It's honestly impressive, and it goes right down to including some of Half-Life's music. It's cool. The aspects of the game are, if you've played Counter-Strike, you know what you're getting into with this. The standard modes of the original Counter-Strike and Condition Zero are there. So there's bomb defusal, there's hostage rescue, there's the escape mode, where terrorists attempt to escape to a destination on the map, and the counter-terrorists try to stop them. Assassination, where the counter-terrorists have to escort a VIP to a location, and the terrorists have to kill him. And some other modes as well, like Deathmatch. There are different pick-up and play modes, things of that sort. One where there are no buys, but instead a bunch of weapons lying around you can pick up and use. There's a lot of variety, in addition to the vanilla maps that are made to look like Half-Life themed maps that are also just made for the mod. I would say that some of the best work goes into the way the weapons look and sound and act, because basically everything except the UMP-45 has been redone to fit the vibes of Half-Life 1. So the MP5 has been changed to the MP5 SD of Half-Life 1 without the underbarrel grenade launcher. The M4 is replaced with the HD Pack's Colt 727, again without a grenade launcher. The P90 is now the M249 SAW. The dual pistols are dual silenced Glocks, like what the assassins use. The Scout is replaced with the M40 Sniper from Opposing Force, and a bunch of other community-made additions are added to still fit with the vibes and the aesthetics. So like there are a bunch of different guns from HK that replace the existing ones. Like the Galil was replaced with the XM8, the AUG is replaced with the XM29, the Stair TMP is replaced with the MP7, and the models they use are pretty fitting overall. They're community-made, one model comes from Cry of Fear in particular, but they still go out of their way to mesh with those Gold Source aesthetics, and it comes together to feel like you're playing this unique Half-Life 1 themed Counter-Strike expansion. I should mention that this is primarily a visual overhaul mod, aside from the new maps that are added. None of the stats of the guns are changed, so like, Even though the M249 is in the SMG's set, it still performs like the P90 is replacing. Same goes for the M60, which replaces the Counter-Strike M249. That behaves the same way as Condition Zero's machine gun. The guns don't have any different functionalities that aren't already in Condition Zero, but there's still already a good amount of variety among the weapons there. It's just that if you came in expecting, like, new weapons or weapons to behave differently, you're going to be a little disappointed. That said, let's talk about how the maps play. Some of them are really cool. I really like the Half-Life ones that are, like, based around labs and other aspects of Black Mesa. The downside I've noticed is that the AI doesn't always behave the best around them. It can struggle with opening up lab doors and other things of that sort, and create, like, different blockages and things when there should be an active firefight going on or a tense standoff. Most of the maps work fine, though. They are built around using the in-game AI, and the AI is pretty smart for the most part. It's fun to play different matches and to see how the bots react to the different levels, especially on higher difficulty settings. It's cool to team up with the rest of HECU to take on the Black Ops, or vice versa, especially with the way the weapons are changed to suit the Half-Life vibes, right down to the knife and to the HE grenades and everything else. It's like a love letter to the original Half-Life. However, I will say there are some issues, which can't be avoided since it is, again, a visual overhaul. Part of it is that the hitboxes don't line up perfectly with the models that replace them. So it can be tougher to land headshots on the HECU and Black Ops because their heads don't align perfectly with the original models for, like, the terrorists and counter-terrorists. It's not a big issue if you have an automatic weapon, but it can be if you're doing something precise like using the Scout. There's also the big issue that the HECU are very visible and they wear very distinct uniforms, whereas the Black Ops are wearing naturally all black and they blend in very well with the darker areas of maps. It's very tough to track them down in some levels, and they can reuse their appearances to their advantage, whereas the HECU stand out in almost every situation due to the combined white and green outfits. I mean, that's par for the course. They wouldn't be a Black Ops team if they weren't wearing black uniforms. They wouldn't fit the Half-Life vibe. It just creates some artificial difficulty in maps. Fortunately, you can enable the flashlight along with other features, just like in Condition Zero. I'd also say that it's a shame the UMP-45 wasn't changed, but it seems like the developers were working hard to fix that. Given how much else is changed to fit Half-Life, it's okay to overlook that, especially since it's still an HK weapon, and it fits how many guns from Heckler & Co. show up among the arsenal of Half-Life games. Honestly, I would recommend giving Counter-Strike Opposing Force a shot. I've had fun with the different modes, and I've really enjoyed trying out the unique maps made for it. Even the tweaked vanilla ones offer some improvements. Like, there's a version of Dust 2 that connects two of the lanes that are normally cut off from each other. And some might disagree with that balancing choice, but it does change up the way the level plays, and it's pretty cool. I also just like how this fits in with the real Gold Source aesthetic vibes, where it borrows stuff from Team Fortress Classic, from Half-Life 1, the expansions, other projects like Cry of Fear, but nothing really feels out of place. There's care taken to make sure that the guns look decent alongside each other, even if some are higher poly than others. They all look like weapons that you might find in a Half-Life or Counter-Strike expansion. And I'm looking forward to what comes next with the mod. It's been about 4 months since the last update, but it took them a while to finish the project and get it to 1.0. I'd imagine they'll change the UMP-45's model and, I don't know, maybe do some different maps or something like that. I'm not sure what else they'd have to change, since everything else has been adjusted accordingly. I can't really find fault with the changes they made, since even though the M249 is a strange choice for the P90, it does fill a similar role to how it was in Opposing Force, where it's this absolute bullet hose That just allows you to tear down most enemies real quickly. The animations have been sped up and adjusted to fit that too. So check out Counter-Strike Opposing Force on Game Banana. Shout out to the creators for putting together such a cool and unique mod, especially for something as underappreciated as Condition Zero. Thank you all for watching. Take care.